What is up, YouTubers? I just kind of wanted to touch base a little bit more on the financial uh, freedom part. And I just wanted to kind of talk to you a little bit about like your Snap-on bill, or if you have a truck account or whatever. I had got off the phone because I was just kind of curious on different aspects of the finances and stuff. And you could probably get with your Snap-on representatives and things. I'd call mine just to find out some things that I wanted to know, like your interest rate and different things. And, you know, the main thing is I think if you'll sit down and talk with them a little bit, like I did. You'll have to excuse the light, it's motion sensitive. Um, a lot of times I've noticed, when I call them or when I have a question, they're very courteous. They don't have a problem. If they have the answers, they'll tell you. If they don't, they'll call you back and get back with you. That's what I like about them. A lot of finance companies and things won't do that. I talked with a gentleman and he told me because I was paying a lot extra, I thought I owed more on the box than what I did. And he said, well, you've been paying extra each month. And he said, it's going to knock it down that much. He said, I don't care if it's $5 or if it's $10. He says, if more people would do that, they could knock it out. I think a lot of it is too, is I used to, sorry about that, I keep getting these spam calls and I don't know. Anyway, they, his way he told me is, if everybody do that, it'd knock their bill down. And I don't anymore. Our route man had give up his route, I guess, or whatever. And that was the other reason the guy couldn't help me. But I asked him about, what a guy would have to do if he wanted to pick up that route. But that's a whole nother story. He explained it a little bit to me because I was asking him, before why it wasn't going down. I didn't think before, and he says, well, you want to remember, he says, especially with the route guys and things, if your account gets to a certain point, and I was bad about this and I just never realized it, and you have to watch it. The tools that you purchase off of that truck, say your account gets to, let's say $600, and your tool man don't want to cover that, and he says, hey, let me put this on the Snap-on. I guess there's two separate, there's a truck account and there's a separate account. You have to watch that because that interest rate on them tools, when you do that, I guess it also, the tools, you're paying more for interest on the tools than you probably are on your box. You might check into it. I just wanted to mention that. But I know a lot of times if my bill got too high, I just have them transfer over to Snap-on Credit. And I think that's why the box wasn't going down, because I was purchasing a lot of tools rather than paying the cash like I did. I was thinking, hey, I can get more tools. And all I have to do is make that monthly payment on the Snap-on account. But in the long run, it's hurting you. If you can and you go on the truck, pay them tools off, pay cash, or at least pay it off in 2 weeks period, and I think you'll be fine. This is just my opinion. I know a lot of guys that I have talked to and things, they have run into the same situation. One of them was wondering why his account, and I said, you're just not thinking, and I kind of explained what I'd talked with a gentleman on the phone, and he's like, well, I think I'll call him and find out. And I said, that's your best bet. I don't want to give any ill advice. I just know what the gentleman told me, and we had a very good conversation about it. And it kind of made me happy today. That's why I want to put this video out, that I don't owe as much on my box as I thought, but I'd been, and he told me, he said I could lower the monthly payment if I wanted to, but he says you're knocking it down pretty quick. I'm in the process of selling a couple cars and some hobby things, and maybe I can get it knocked out to where that bill will be out of the way, and I can take that money and use for another credit card or whatever. But if you just take your time and focus on your debt and things, and just be positive, you'll eventually get out of debt, and that's the main thing. Just don't make any more debt, and that's I'm the world's worst, guys. I'll be the first to tell you, if I wanted a tool, or if I wanted a pair of shoes that was $80, I'd go buy it. It was, that's when you have the money, but you don't think of things for like rainy day. I was always taught to save, but I managed to go through my savings too, and we have a tendency to think it's always going to be there, and there may be something happen to, where you have medical bills, or vehicle problems, whatever, and you need to take that into consideration. But, I kind of wanted to explain a little bit about the Snap-on credit deal. I think, if you have, or if you can, I think it'd be advantageous for you to go to the Snap-on credit and call that way, and maybe work with them. Don't trust in the franchisee, as the guy said, and he didn't say that not to trust them, but they're there to make money. They're not going to tell you whether or not you're making the right decision, I guess. They're going to try to sell you that tool. They're going to try to convince you to always buy off the truck. And all I'm saying is if you can pay cash for that tool, even if you got to buy it out or pay for it in a couple days, or a couple weeks, excuse me. That's just the whole thing with the Snap-on. It's like going into a kid in a candy store. I'll be the first to tell you, that's my biggest weakness. And since I've not, we don't have a Snap-on rep right now. There's a couple of them, but this guy, particular one, decided to get out of the Snap-on. It just wasn't working out for him. And so, I'd asked the guy if I could go to somebody else, and he says, whoever takes over that route will contact me. I said, well, right at the present time, I want to get, the rest, I want to get the box paid for, and, I said, then I'll consider it. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to share the deal with, if you're kind of struggling a little bit or whatever, call Snap-on Credit and see, even if you got to go, the minimum payment that you can go. Fortunately, when I started this, I got some pretty good rebates and things. And, he told me I was ahead of the game, and he recommended that, I just leave it the way it is. So that made me feel good because, like I said, the box is knocked down. And, it's something that I was very shocked when I found out. So yeah, it's going to take me a little while to do it, but you know, maybe I can get some stuff rolling here, and everything will be okay. And that's the only thing I wanted to tell you guys. It's, you know, with your finances and things, and I don't really normally try to tell people, you know, how to do their finances or whatever, but you know, I've been doing some videos on it, and you know, somebody inspired me on it, and so it was just one of them things I wanted to kind of share with you. And you know, don't be afraid to look on your receipts when you get them from your dealer, and there's a phone number on there, and you can call them and talk with a representative, and they'll help you. I was very impressed with the professionalism. You know, sometimes you don't get that with different people, and you know, I'd hated to, you know, had to deal with the M, because I know our guy was a total butthead, and you guys know what I'm talking about the M guy. I just haven't had luck, you know, getting tools or anything from them and getting them warrantied. With Snap-on, you know, you can hand it back to them or even send it in. You can call them, and they'll make it right. That's what it's all about. Once again, thanks for watching my videos. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks again.